So, shall we finish Ecclesiastes?
Yes.
Okay. Chapters 9 to the end. There's 4 chapters. Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna go back a paragraph, as it were, to get a running start into chapter 9. Okay. When I applied my mind to know wisdom and to see the business that is done on earth, how one's eyes see sleep, neither day nor night, then I saw all the work of God, that no one can find out what is happening under the sun. However much they may toil in seeking, they will not find it out, even though those who are wise claim to know, they cannot find it out. All this I laid to heart, examining it all, how the righteous and the wise and their deeds are in the hand of God. Whether it is love or hate, one does not know. Everything that confronts them is vanity, since the same fate comes to all, to the righteous and the wicked, to the good and the evil, to the clean and the unclean, to those who sacrifice and those who do not sacrifice. As are the good, so are the sinners. Those who swear are like those who shun an oath. This is an evil in all that happens under the sun, that the same fate comes to everyone. Moreover, the hearts of all are full of evil. Madness is in their hearts while they live, and after that they go to the dead. But whoever is joined with all the living has hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. The living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. They have no more reward, and even the memory of them is lost. Their love and their hate and their envy have already perished. Never again will they have any share in all that happens under the sun. Go, eat your bread with enjoyment, and drink your wine with a merry heart. For God has long ago approved what you do. Let your garments always be white. Do not let oil be lacking on your head. Enjoy life with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life that are given you under the sun, because that is your portion in life and in your toil at which you toil under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do with your might, for there is no work or thought or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol to which you are going. Again, I saw that under the sun, the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to the intelligent, nor favor to the skillful, but time and chance happen to them all. For no one can anticipate the time of disaster. Like fish taken in a cruel net, and like birds caught in a snare, so mortals are snared at a time of calamity when it suddenly falls upon them. I have also seen this example of wisdom under the sun, and it seemed great to me. There was a little city with few people in it. A great king came against it and besieged it, building great siege works against it. Now, there was found in it a poor wise man, and he, by his wisdom, delivered the city. Yet no one remembered that poor man. So I said, wisdom is better than might, yet the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heeded. The quiet words of the wise are more to be heeded than the shouting of a ruler among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one bungler destroys much good. Dead flies make the perfumer's ointment give off a foul odor. So a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. The heart of the wise inclines to the right, but the heart of a fool to the left. Even when fools walk on the road, they lack sense and show to everyone that they are fools. If the anger of the ruler rises against you, do not leave your post, for calmness will undo great offenses. There is an evil that I have seen under the sun, as great an error as if it proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in many high places, and the rich sit in a low place. I have seen slaves on horseback and princes walking on foot like slaves. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever breaks through a wall will be bitten by a snake. Whoever quarries stones will be hurt by them, and whoever splits logs will be endangered by them. If the iron is blunt and one does not whet the edge, then more strength must be exerted. But wisdom helps one to succeed. If the snake bites before it is charmed, there is no advantage in a charmer. Words spoken by the wise bring them favor, but the lips of fools consume them. The words of their mouths begin in foolishness, and their talk ends in wicked madness. Yet fools talk on and on. No one knows what is to happen, and who can tell anyone what the future holds? The toil of fools wears them out, for they do not even know the way to town. Alas for you, O land, when your king is a servant and your princes feast in the morning. Happy are you, O land, when your king is a noble man and your princes feast at the proper time for strength and not for drunkenness. Through sloth, the roof sinks in, and through indolence, the house leaks. Feasts are made for laughter. Wine gladdens life, and money meets every need. Do not curse the king, even in your thoughts, or curse the rich, even in your bedroom. For a bird of the air may carry your voice, or some winged creature tell the matter. Send out your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will get it back. Divide your means 7 ways, or even 8, for you do not know what disaster may happen on earth. When clouds are full, they empty rain on the earth. Whether a tree falls to the south or to the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it will lie. Whoever observes the wind will not sow, and whoever regards the clouds will not reap. Just as you do not know how the breath comes to the bones in the mother's womb, so you do not know the work of God, who makes everything. In the morning sow your seed, and at evening do not let your hands be idle, for you do not know which will prosper, this or that, or whether both alike will be good. Light is sweet, and it is pleasant for the eyes to see the sun. Even those who live many years should rejoice in them all. Yet let them remember that the days of darkness will be many. All that comes is vanity. Rejoice, young man, while you are young, and let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Follow the inclinations of your heart and the desire of your eyes. But know that for all these things, God will bring you into judgment. Banish anxiety from your mind and put away pain from your body, for youth and the dawn of life are vanity. Remember the Creator, the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come, and the years draw near when you will say, I have no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars are darkened and the clouds return with the rain, in the day when the guards of the house tremble and the strong men are bent and the women who grind cease working because they are few, and those who look through the windows see dimly, when the doors on the street are shut and the sound of the grinding is low, and one rises up at the sound of a bird, and all the daughters of song are brought low, when one is afraid of heights and terrors are in the road, the almond tree blossoms, the grasshopper drags itself along, and desire fails, because all must go to their eternal home. And the mourners will go about the streets. Before the silver cord is snapped and the golden bowl is broken, and the pitcher is broken at the fountain, and the wheel broken at the cistern, and the dust returns to the earth as it was, and the breath returns to God who gave it. Vanity of vanity, says the teacher. All is vanity. Besides being wise, the teacher also taught the people knowledge, weighing and studying and arranging many proverbs. The teacher sought to find pleasing words, and he wrote words of truth plainly. The sayings of the wise are like goads, and like nails firmly fixed are the collected sayings that are given by one shepherd. Of anything beyond these, my child, beware. Of making many books, there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. The end of the matter, all has been heard. Fear God and keep his commandments, for that is the whole duty of everyone. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. Well, that's a very cheerful writer, isn't it?
No.
Really. I recognize some things that
Yeah, well, some of the
the
sayings.
gold, yeah, the golden bowl.
Mhm.
Remember your creator in the days of your youth. There's some other sayings that we know that we've heard.
Yeah, vanity of vanities is.
Vanity of vanities.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confused by the author's view of death and the afterlife, because
Yeah,
he says you're dust, but yet you're going to sit in judgment.
yeah,
Um, I mean, if you're just dust, well, blow away. I mean, what are the consequences?
really. Yeah, if you're just going to go to the underworld, it's like, what does it matter?
You're dust.
Your dust anyway, right? I'm not sure what he's trying to point out. I'm sure he's trying somehow to make a point because he ends with obey
Well,
God's commandments. That's all you can do. That's what you should be doing, and nothing else.
well, part of it, I think, isn't it that the thing that the rain falls on the just and the unjust. That's, you know,
That's in the Sermon on the Mount.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just, and so you can't fathom what God is really doing. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure whether that means that's a license for hedonism or or whether, I'm not sure. I don't know. I find it kind of, no,
Well, he does say, go eat your bread with enjoyment or drink
that's
your
right.
wine with a merry heart.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right.
But you're going to pay.
Yeah.
Well, whether you do or not, I suppose is what he's saying. You know,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself while you can, as long as you're not. No, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't, I think you guys make really good points. I mean, the one Beth made is really good. You're dust, so what's the point of judgment?
Mhm.
And then you brought up that thing from the Sermon on the Mount, Becky, which is almost the rain falls on the good and the evil.
Mhm.
And
There was one thing
yeah,
that,
which it's part of the love your enemies section of the Sermon on the Mount, isn't it? As I recall.
yeah, there was one statement in here that made me think of Trump.
Which one was that? Do you remember?
A fool can cause much trouble or something like that. What was it?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
anyway,
There's something about kings being fools
yeah, yeah,
and kings being noblemen.
mm, yeah.
Well, I wonder why this, well, since I don't understand it totally, I find it hard to figure out why it's in the Bible. You know, why is something so somber? And that's being nice to it, somber. Why is it in the Bible? Why is this thing here to tell you, everything you do doesn't matter?
I know, it's just kind of,
It doesn't matter. I mean, we're sitting here doing this Bible reading. It doesn't matter. All right. We have kids. It doesn't matter. You know it. And this guy has got to have.
well, it says that in the Jewish community, it's read during Sukkoth, the festival of booths, tabernacles, or ingathering, a joyous
Uh-huh.
pilgrimage festival that marks,
Yeah.
but
That's a harvest festival, isn't it?
yeah,
Well, maybe it's to remind you that. even though you're happy.
It says, those who read the contents of the book as marginal, pessimistic, and not given to answering the perplexing questions of life have not attended carefully to its affirmations. Well, I don't know.
I have to look at it more, you know what? Because it's a real puzzler.
Yeah. Well, I recommend this Harper Collins introduction. It's
Yeah.
very wordy. There's a lot more in it, but some see it a portrait of life without God, for they
Mm.
don't see how life with God can be described as vanity. So, I don't know.
I think it's our attitudes towards what we do are the vanity,
Mhm.
you know what? And that's why he says, what you should do is obey God's commandments. And that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
But in a way, that's what we do, isn't it? He's, Jesus says, love your neighbor, love your enemy. I mean, that's a commandment, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I think it is. And that's what we try to do. And that's the, I mean, I do it very poorly. I want to hasten to add.
Right.
Um, but that's kind of the foundation of how we live. It's always in the background of our lives, even though we do other things like, I don't know, write poems or what have you, read books. He said, maybe he's saying those are not the things that really matter. Except he has a very, very hard way of saying it because he just beats it to death.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. Anyway, let's think about it. And I'm going to look it up and see if I can figure out more. I can't find very much that's written about Ecclesiastes, but
maybe we should ask Father Jim why he thought we should read it.
yeah, he thought it would be good, and I'm gonna tell him that. I guess I should write to him, or maybe I'll see him Palm Sunday, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell him, I'm not sure.
Well,
What we were supposed to get from this.
We're not
it's very
sure
Lenten,
about it. Yes.
an
Yeah.
antidote for pride.
What's that, Peter?
It's very Lenten, an antidote for pride.
It is. Yeah. And he said, why not read this for Lent?
Right.
Is what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me look at his email again. When I think he wrote it to you, Becky. I'm not sure. Maybe he
Possibly.
wrote it to me too.
Yeah.
And see
Yeah.
what he says. Be interesting. Well, I think we should be happy because we read another book of the Bible and it shows us what an amazing library the Bible is.
Yeah.
You know it. So I'm happy about that. But I'm thinking to the future. So we're taking next week off. That is the week we're taking off.
Right.
Okay.
And
And what do you think we should read next? I've been thinking of that.
well, I vote for something in the New Testament,
Okay.
but I bow to whatever you think.
Well, I was going through the New Testament and I realized we've read all of Paul's letters except the pastoral letters, but we have not read First and Second Corinthians. You know what? What do you think we dive into First and Second Corinthians? He says a lot of interesting things. And
that would be fine with me, but
what do you guys think?
speak up, folks.
First and second, raise your hands or something. Yeah, I think First and Second Corinthians
Yeah,
might be
yeah. We hear a
interesting.
lot of it in the, I mean, a lot of it's in the lectionary.
He
course.
talks a lot of it rather is in the lectionary.
But
You're
it would
right.
be good to read it, in sequence so that we get a better.
Well, you get the whole thing, and then you see what the problems are in Corinth, and it's probably about the same time as Romans, I think,
Um,
because Romans is not a real late letter of Paul.
I think that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you think, guys? Shall I figure out the chunks for First Corinthians?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I don't see anybody shaking their head. No.
Just want you to make up our minds for us.
Oh, okay. Okay. You want an executive decision on this? Okay. Right on. Okay.
Gonna see if I can find the dates for the letters. It's in here.
First Corinthians, it will be.
Okay.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful
Yeah.
in many ways. And isn't it the one that talks about meat sacrificed to idols also, but also talks about love, faith, hope, and love?
Yeah, Corinthians and Romans are about the same time.
Yeah.
4 and 57.
Yeah.
AD.
Great. Excellent. I was thinking of the Old Testament too, to see what maybe would be good to move into. I thought, remember we read First and Second Samuel? And now I'm thinking way ahead past First and Second Corinthians. And I wonder if we might like to do First and Second Kings.
Which follows right after Samuel. Yeah, I think
It follows right after Samuel. There's repetition of some of Samuel in it. These history books, Samuel, Kings, and Chronicles, they go back and repeat and refresh stuff that's happened before. I'll start looking at that too. Okay.
Yeah, first and second, yeah, Chronicles goes back to David and all that.
Yeah. Another thing I want to tell you, because I think I'm going to do this. Remember the Bible Project? They are the people who do those great audiovisual aids. I find man, I wonder if they have something on Ecclesiastes.
Oh, that might be worth it.
They are going to do a course online, and it's free, on the story of Joseph at the end of Genesis. And I just wanted to tell you guys that, because I think I'm going to look into that.
Is it something you register for at a given time, or
I'm not, I haven't pushed the button yet. I
Okay.
can tell you guys when I punch the button. Okay.
Yeah.
That says join this course.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure you need to register. I think it's sort of open to everybody, the way our Bible reading group is open to everybody.
Right.